learning. I don't know if that cut off. Uh, Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. This is all technical difficulty. Thank you for being a part of the channel. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't like what I'm saying, if you don't like what I'm posting, if you don't like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing to the folks that have joined the channel. That is great. Please share more and help grow the channel. I'm gonna be doing giveaways when I get to some real cheddar cheese, you feel me? I'm gonna be helping out families, hopefully starting a nonprofit to help out kids in schools that are underserved, actually really helping them out. And, trying to be a good person as much as I can. Been looking into nano machines and seeing how they can expand life and do all that shit because, anxiety still kicking my ass. But that's for a long time. I'm here for a long time and for a good time. Not for a short time and for a good time. I'm here for a long time for a good time because I want to help people. And I want to spread awareness of what's going on so that you and me cannot be ignorant to the fact of what's going to be happening and impacting our lives. Sorry for the long intro and sorry for the jumbled intro or jumbled intro. But like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for everyone that has. Let's get to it. All right. We're going to start with Elon Musk. Is he acting like the co president? And why is he doing that? Like, what is he doing? Why is he? Let's see. Who can I stream that won't get me? Bloomberg. Forbes. All right, let's see. Not doing right. Sure. Oh yeah. Okay. Now we're cooking with grease. God damn. Why is it always tripping? Am I? Am I? Why is it not showing? Technical difficulties be such a pain in my butt. Oh, that was my fault. What the hell? Why is it turned off? Oh, the hell? What the fuck is going on? See, this is the shit I be talking about. If anybody in the comments see this later, because I'm gonna keep it. There we go.
proved pivotal to killing a proposed government funding bill, has catapulted him into the conversation for Speaker, at least among two outspoken Republican members of Congress. The big question is, can Elon Musk be Speaker of the House? Simply, yes. The Constitution does not specify the House Speaker must be a member of the House of Representatives or any sort of elected official. The House Speaker has never been a non-Congress member, but Musk is not the first outsider floated as House Speaker. Trump earned a vote for the role from Representative Matt Gaetz in 2023 after the ouster of the then House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in a lengthy process that eventually put Johnson in power. The suggestions come as some Republicans, including President-elect Donald Trump, cast doubt on House Speaker Mike Johnson for the funding bill Johnson backed, which Trump derided as ridiculous and extraordinarily expensive. Addressing the role of Speaker of the House, Senator Rand Paul wrote in a Thursday post to Musk's social media platform X, quote, "Nothing would disrupt the swamp more than electing Elon Musk." Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene responded she's open to supporting Musk for the role as a means of, quote, reining in Congress to enact real government efficiency. Musk is by far the richest person in the world, with a $438 billion net worth according to our latest estimates. The centibillionaire has been nearly inseparable from Trump since Election Day, describing himself as Trump's first buddy, and his close advisory role has earned him the moniker of unofficial co-president from Senator Elizabeth Warren. Musk's official role is as the co-chair of the newly created Department of Government Efficiency Commission, aimed at reining in federal spending and regulations. Musk did not immediately respond to Forbes' request for comment and has not addressed the suggestions on his highly active X account. For more on this story, check out Derek Saul's article on Forbes.com.
If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what does. He is by far the richest man on the planet. They said by far 438 billion. He can't. Let's see. He can't spend 100 billion on anything. I pretty much in this world. He has Teslas. He probably has Bentleys on. He probably just drives his cars, which is smart, but or his company's cars, not his cars. But why do they want him to be the Speaker of the House? Elon Musk. Let's see. They said he was crying. Let's see what Elon Musk cries. Let's see what they say. Shout out to the damage report.
No one believed it at first, but now everyone wants one. My wife got me this weird new tool for Christmas, and
Elon Musk decided to strike back against Elizabeth Warren for, trying to fight back against the utter destruction of our government as it's picked apart by oligarchs and sold off for their own economic benefit. The way he fought back against this is that he posted a series of AI photos on the social media site that he owns and ruined. He posted this, and I think you'll get it. His question is, guess who this is? Which is the sound you should hear every time you see one of those smiley faces. It really sells his level of humor. You get it? It's Elizabeth Warren, but as a Native American. You get it? You get it? You shouldn't listen to her concerns about the rise of oligarchs in America because the Native American thing. Do you get it? He posted more. See, he's using his grok. It's picture of Elizabeth Warren as Pocahontas. And then cake. She's eating cake. You get it? You get it? I think this is actually pretty clever for a 14-year-old boy. And I was pretty sure that he was a 14-year-old boy. I did check it though, and it turned out I was off by a little bit. It turns out that he's a 53-year-old man who's posting images of Elizabeth Warren eating cake as a Native American as a way to distract from the concerns that she raised. And look, is this a stupid thing to talk about on our show? Yes, but there is a point here. And I think that this story kind of says everything about the moment that we're in politically, because Elizabeth Warren urged Trump to put some sort of ethical or legal guardrails on Elon Musk. She said putting Mr. Musk in a position to influence billions of dollars of government contracts and regulatory enforcement without a stringent conflict of interest agreement in place is an invitation for corruption on a scale not seen in our lifetimes. As your transition team ethics plan makes clear, the role of government is not to line the pockets of the wealthiest Americans. A strong and forcible ethics plan for the world's richest man is a necessary first step for delivering on that promise. And I hope that in the abstract, at the very least, if you're a conservative and you're watching this, you agree that rich people shouldn't enter into our government, steal a bunch of money, manipulate the law to benefit them while screwing you over, right? Like, you get that. I know that once I say you don't want Elon Musk to do that, suddenly you're not going to have a problem with it. I understand that's how tribalism works. But in general, you don't think that our government should be stripped for parts and sold off to the wealthiest people in the world, right? That's all she's asking for, is the sort of
He's making AI pictures of her. Yo, y'all don't see the issue with this, and this is crazy. Did y'all vote for Elon Musk? Comment down below. Did you vote for Elon Musk? Did you vote for Elon Musk? I'm asking, did you vote for Elon Musk? Because if you voted for Elon Musk and you don't have $80 billion or above that, or you're a billionaire, or you're some, at this point, it's scary that there's a man that has that much money that's childish. Like, I get having fun, but he's saying she's a Native American, and I don't find what that means. What does that mean? Why is he saying that this white woman's a Native American, and why is it funny? And why is he saying, hey, she's eating cake and she's a Native American? What does that mean? Is that is he saying like, yo, I'm gonna be a settler and I'm gonna kill you, bitch? Is he saying that? Is he hinting at that? It doesn't make sense. And the fact that you voted for a person that was backed by a person like that shows just how fucked up we are in a political space, because the country is very new. And so growing pains is showing that, hey, we'll put somebody into a position of unimaginable wealth. And then we'll say, hey, I mean, granted, I drive a Tesla. I like the car. Did I know that he was a megalomaniac? No, I did not. Because that's weird. You shouldn't be a megalomaniac. What the fuck are you on? What? That doesn't make no fucking sense. He's fucking crazy. He bought something to control narratives. I get it. The wealthy do shit like this, but this is on a level of psycho psychopathy that or psychopathy. I can't say it, but psycho shit that you should feel like, yo, he's gonna make our lives worse. I've watched a lot of documentaries on 2050, 2030, 2040, and they don't have him in it because they probably couldn't imagine somebody attaining that much wealth and being crazy at all. So they need to make new documentaries to say, hey, he might fuck us off. Why is he a part of the government? He doesn't care about efficiency. He fires people. Trump must like that. Gets a kick out of it. And now they're calling him co-president or really the president. Is that going to piss Donald Trump off? I hope it does, because he's making you seem like you're weak. He's making it seem like hit their version of white supremacy is not what he wants. And I would feel like if I was an older white supremacist, I'm like, hey, bitch, you ain't stepping on none of my goddamn toes. Yeah, leave.
of conflict of interest protections that you definitely would want the Biden family to be under, or George Soros, right? So that's all she wants. And what does Musk do? Does he say, well, no, of course I'm not going to manipulate the government to serve my own economic interests. I would never do that. No, he doesn't do that at all. He says, ha ha ha, she's an Indian. Look at her. She's Pocahontas. And many Republicans seeing that will be like, what? Yeah, I remember when Trump called her Pocahontas. I'm not worried about the corruption thing anymore. Forget that. Forget about oligarchs taking over our government. Forget about the literal establishment, the swamp taking over everything. Hey, look at her with the image from Grok. if this works, and it appears that it has, I mean, that's really sad for our country, really scary for the future. And that is his actual strategy. And not just his. Carolyn Leavitt, spokesperson for Trump, did the exact same thing, saying Pocahontas can play political games and send toothless letters, but the Trump-Vance transition will continue to be held to the highest ethical and legal standards possible, a standard unfamiliar to a career politician whose societal impact is 1/1024th of Elon Musk's. You get it, Pocahontas? No, but like that's the thing. Yeah, she's sending toothless letters because she's not in power. You guys are. We're hoping that you don't just give the government over to the wealthiest people in the world. And you seem to think that that request is hilarious. I think all of the working class Republicans that voted for you would find that to be a perfectly reasonable request. Why are you guys all talking about Pocahontas? You apparently are going to do it, right? Well, then why are you so mad at Elizabeth Warren for raising it? You should just agree with her and be like, yeah, no, we also hold that super seriously too. You don't seem to. You seem to want to distract instead. Yaz, what do you make of this?
He doesn't deny being an oligarch, but instead he's like, don't worry about that. Have this childish racism instead. John, we live in an age of false equivalencies. Elizabeth Warren mentioning that she's part Native American, something that she has acknowledged was a misstep and has apologized for, is not nearly as dangerous and damaging to the modern day American people as having the supposed richest man in the world pulling strings in our government as an unelected official. This is just all a distraction. And again, maybe this is why I really don't have any respect for the people who think Elon Musk is so cool. I don't think that they're smart people. He is a clown. His jokes would have been funny when I was 12, maybe, but at 13, not so much. And then there's the fact that Elon Musk is commenting on American colonialism and the Native American population, and he is from South Africa. Like the irony is out of control.
100%. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't want to relitigate the entire thing. The fact that people can see all this and be like, I want to be like him when I grow up. My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Hell of a role model, this guy.
I am so scared for the future of American men. It's not that they don't have great role models. There are a million of them. They're just being passed over for guys that are so utterly pathetic and cringy and try hard. I mean, guys who, if they did not have billions of dollars, would not be able to get 3 consecutive seconds of female attention.
Mhm.
And a whole generation of young men are like, that's what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
Pathetic, cringy, little. I'm going to try not to get in trouble because I want to go farther. It is so obvious. It is so shoved in all of their faces. How can they not see it? And I do, to some extent, blame the media for continuing to advance this myth, this legend of Elon Musk as an amazing businessman and a genius and a guy, like an engineer, as if he knows how to do literally any of the stuff that the actual talented engineers and coders at the companies that he swoops in and buys after they've already invented the stuff know how to do. They bear a lot of the responsibility for.
Americans have a responsibility. It's not to make people like him very rich. Let's go. God. Yeah, Elon Musk is a terrifying person. He's, he's insanely rich. Let's see. Let's see what happened. That we do it. Let's do it, David Patman. He does great analysis and breakdown.
How to open your car door while submerged underwater. A fatal construction flaw in all recent automobiles.
It's great to welcome to the program today Sasha Abramsky, freelance journalist and The Nation magazine's Western States correspondent. He's author of 10 books, including the recently published Chaos Comes Calling: The Battle Against the Far-Right Takeover of Small-Town America. Sasha, it's so good to have you on, and I have so many things I would like to talk with you about. Maybe to start, we've been following the growing involvement of Elon Musk in the forthcoming administration of Donald Trump. He's hanging out at Mar-a-Lago. He's in Paris with Trump. He's already at least potentially convinced Trump about some of the goodies that he would like for the benefit of his companies. What do you make of the origin story of how Musk initially got involved? Is it as simple as you dump 250 million into PACs and now you're Trump's friend, or is there sort of something more to it?
I think there's something more to it. I think if you look at Musk's story over the last 5 to 10 years, it's a process of radicalization. And you see this among people, across the economic spectrum. And you see that it was accelerated by the pandemic, that the pandemic happens, and a lot of people who were sort of mildly conservative before got radicalized by shutdowns, by vaccine mandates, and so on. And Musk happens to be the richest person on earth, so we sort of assume his motives are different from everyone else. But I actually think if you look at Musk's trajectory, you see a very ordinary trajectory, which is you see a person who is not necessarily the politically savviest or most politically literate of individuals, who thinks he knows a lot more than he knows, and because he has hundreds of billions of dollars behind him, has the power to muscle center stage. And so when Trump sort of befriends Musk and Musk befriends Trump over the last 3 years, it becomes this instant bro fest. Both of them are very rich. Both of them have these enormous egos. Both of them believe that they know way more than they know, and that, in Trump's infamous phrase, they're the only person who can fix the woes of the world. And so they form this sort of partnership that benefits both of them. It benefits Trump politically because he accesses all of Musk's, not just money, but also his social capital. And it benefits Musk because he now finds himself on the inside of an administration that is going to dramatically rewrite regulations, dramatically reshape the federal government's system of investments, all of which can now be used to benefit Elon Musk. And I think what we're seeing here, and Bernie Sanders has been tweeting a lot about this, we're seeing the emergence of an absolute unfettered American oligarchy, something we've never seen, even in the sort of wealthiest days of the Gilded Age of the 1880s, 90s, or the 1920s before the Great Depression. We have never seen the kind of oligarchy that Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and the other sort of center billionaires now represent. It's something extraordinary.
I've even called it a kleptocratic, kakistocratic oligarchy, which arguably is even worse and more complex. In the context of Project 2025, do you see Musk's desires as serving the goals of Project 2025, either implicitly or explicitly, or are these sort of different paths and trajectories?
As far as I can see, they're an uneasy partnership. And that goes way beyond Elon Musk. There are these different constituencies that Trump is bringing together that sit well at the moment because they're all about power. But when they actually have that power and then they try and implement their agendas, they're going in completely different directions. So you have the MAGA base, which is this sort of, angry, nationalist, xenophobic, racist base. You've got the Elon Musk crowd, which is essentially these sort of techno-utopians who believe that you can blow up existing infrastructure and then replace it with this sort of high technology utopia. You've got the Steve Bannon group, this sort of group that thinks very carefully about history and has really mapped out the way to a far-right revolution. And then you've got these sort of vaguely traditionalist groups, Marco Rubio might be the example here, who are entering the cabinet with this assumption, maybe like the conservative assumption during Nazi Germany, that traditional conservatives can rein the great leader in. Didn't work well in the 1930s in the Third Reich. I doubt very much it's going to work well in Trump's authoritarian America. But I do think that it goes beyond just a sort of Musk vision versus another vision. I think there are all kinds of competing visions. And here's the thing. When you are dealing with a strongman who only deals with people who flatter and favor him, you're going to have an awful lot of sycophants coming into that administration. And those sycophants aren't going to say what needs to be said. They're going to say what they think Trump wants them to say, which means you're going to have this brewing chaos and these brewing feuds, but they're going to exist below the surface. And they're all going to be circling around the sort of radiant figure of Donald Trump. It doesn't make for democratic politics. It makes for the sort of court, almost like a regal royal court that you saw in medieval Europe. It's something that the modern democratic world is really very unfamiliar with.
You talk about,
He's literally saying, he's bringing the dark ages into a technologically aged environment, or what would you call it, livelihood of masses of people. And it's kind of weird. Their egos are so big. You could tell their egos are big because why are you like this? If you're rich like this, you don't have to do any of the things that he's doing. He's free. He's literally free of the shadows of work, the shadows of having to think, how can I make this money? How can I do this? How can I do that? Why can I do this? Why can I do that? And he wants to shadow other people. America is and will always be a hotbed of people wanting to experiment with slavery. Forget the other places. Forget Spain. Forget Europe. Forget the Middle East. America is where you would want to come to think, hey, how can I make people more enslaved without putting them into direct slavery than ever before? Because why do you want to destroy the government? Why do you want to destroy systems that are helping people, even if you don't think it's helping them in a way that you think suits them? You are not to decide that because you're already free from any of that. So why do you not want to just be free and be off to your own things, create other businesses, making try to make the world a better place? But no, they don't want to make the world a better place. They know something that we don't know. Is aliens real, or is lizard people real? Is ghost? I mean, I feel like ghosts are somewhat real. Rest in peace to Chris. I feel like he's done some sneaky shit since his passing. Love you, brother. But I don't know, man. This is some really dark shit. So, in retrospect, he wants to cut benefits to recipients of Medicare and Social Security. He wants to inflate his pockets even more, and he does not care about the Americans, working class Americans. He does not care about them. He wishes probably for them to die. He hates them, and even though they worked for him, he hates the thought and the sight of them. This is this is a maniac. They're all maniacs, and they hate American people. So I don't know how Americans voted for Trump, knowing that he does not like poor Americans. He hates them. Y'all hate poor Americans. Y'all be poor. Doesn't make sense.
How Trump is impressed by a relatively narrow set of things. With women, he prefers women that he finds attractive. We know that. He gives significant preference there. He likes people who are wealthy. He sees wealth as a combination of, sort of virtue and proof of concept in some sense. When it comes to foreign policy, he seems quite smitten with more authoritarian strongman type leaders. I've spoken to a bunch of people kind of in my space who are convinced that within a year, the Musk bromance completely implodes because of the clash of egos, and that ultimately there's going to be some kind of disagreement, and the loyalty that Trump expects just won't be there anymore. What do you think? Do you think it's bound to implode?
I think it's likely to implode. You're absolutely right. Trump surrounds himself with baubles. He likes gold and glitter. He likes extreme wealth. He views wealth not just as a proxy, he views it as the be all and end all. If you are wealthy, you are valuable. If you're not wealthy, you mean nothing. All of his policies over his first term, and all the indications are that his policies over the second term, hew to this. They're policies designed to benefit the super elite, and they're policies that really don't help or in any way benefit everybody else. It's a mystery to me, and it's going to be a mystery to me till the day I die. It's a mystery to me how a man of his lack of morality and lack of empathy can claim the populist mantle. Because actually, he is the most plutocratic president in American history. His current cabinet and inner circle of advisors, which includes Elon Musk, obviously, is worth nearly $500 billion. He's appointing one billionaire after another billionaire after another billionaire to the offices that ordinary Americans need to maintain their access to Medicare, to maintain their access to Social Security, to maintain a clean environment, to maintain a workplace that's safe to work in. All of those areas are now being controlled by the super wealthy who have their own agendas. And you're absolutely right. Musk's ego is at least as big as Trump's ego. And when you have clashes of egos like that, very rarely does it last long in peace, because they do have their own agendas and they have their own sense of what's right and what's wrong. Neither of them likes compromise, and neither of them brooks fools or people they view as being fools. So I think it's more than likely that at some point some kind of Twitter or Truth Social blast goes out from one or another of them, and that sort of detente goes. Maybe it's because Trump doesn't approve a deregulation that Elon Musk wants. Maybe it's because Elon Musk, wants to burn even more down than Trump wants to burn down. But whatever's going to happen, at some point, that camaraderie shatters. And I do firmly believe that.
So we've kind of outlined many of the reasons why none of this is lining up to be good for sort of the average American, and in particular, small town America, as you write about in your book. You explain in the book that there is this seemingly unlikely coalition of Trump supporters that has come from many of these small towns. Now, when I try to look at it objectively, I see the first term policy was not good for farmers. It was not good in a lot of ways for small town factory workers in places like Ohio and Indiana, et cetera. So it seems, as is often the case, illogical that there would be this growing base of support in rural small town America, and yet we saw it, and we saw a shift in that direction from 2020 into the 2024 election.
Let me take this time to explain to David Patman that rural America that if things change, then their lives will be greatly impacted and that other people's lives won't be. So, if there's a person that wants to seemingly make it stay the same, they're going to outright and outcry for that person, which in terms to me means, hey, Trump sounds like he's going to be for rural America. Trump sounds like he's going to help farmers. Trump sounds like he's going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G for these groups of white Americans that feel downtrodden, ostracized, and because of their views, ideologies, and political uh, takes. And he speaks to that. So when they don't get it, and when they believe you me, they're not gonna get what they think they're getting. They're gonna get the opposite of what they wanted. I wonder what that's gonna be. I wonder how that's gonna be for them. They might.
Election. What explains it? Is it a cognitive dissonance? Is it a misunderstanding of what Trump is offering? Is it more personality driven? How do you square it?
No, I think it's a great question. Look, I've spent the last 30 years traveling around America, going to especially small towns and rural communities and writing articles. I've probably written 1,000 articles for dozens of different publications over the years. And when I go into those towns and those villages and those rural hamlets, I talk to people. I don't just sort of go in and sort of pontificate. I spend weeks and weeks talking to people. And so for my book, I was in two places. I was in a very small area in the Olympic Peninsula in Washington called Clallam County, and I was particularly focused on a little town called Sequim. And then I was in this right-wing county in far north of California called Shasta County, which has been right-wing for decades and has now become even more right-wing. And I talked to a lot of people. There was this incredibly charismatic barber called Woody Clendenin. There was an ex-Marine called Carlos Zapata. There was a geriatric nurse called Jody Wilkie. There were loads of people who had their own reasons for sort of going towards the right. And some of it was to do with a sort of maybe classically conservative narrative around guns, around regulations, around
New offline.
My bad, y'all. That was abrupt. But I'm off that. It's just it might be cognitive dissonance. It's a lot of things, actually. But let's see what Trump was talking about.
Instant translator just dropped. Check out this brand new instant translation device.
Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster.
You shoot them down?
They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been?
Do you have any reason to think they're a threat?
Two quick questions. First,
understandably, there's a lot of anxiety out there. I get that. I completely get that. But I want folks to know we are on it. We're on it 24/7. That we've got the most sophisticated systems at long last. After a lot of pounding away in New Jersey, that we've got experts who run those systems, and I have confidence that we will get the facts here. And again, the fact set I'll conclude with this, the fact set as we gather here on December 16th feels to me like this is in a place where there's little to no suspicious activities. You never say never, and we're going to stay all over this. Could there have been a month ago when this whole thing started? I can't rule that out, because we didn't have the assets that we now have to prove or disprove. And I think Secretary Mayorkas took a lot of heat for saying, hey, you guys are seeing things. When I don't want to speak for him, but that is part of it. There was a legitimate part of that.
All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get out the political stuff right now. Might come back to it with seeing what Donald Trump's saying, but 50 Cent. Let's get to that clip. I'm about to be right back with this little drink.
Like in Drake's case, because of the success, he's feeling the backlash of his success.
Mm.
Right now, everything that he said he did, they did in that lawsuit. They did it.
What do you mean?
Like the Universal Music Group,
reducing the price of
everything
the
that he did is a part of marketing.
I feel that too. Yep.
They did
they do it for everybody.
Yes,
they probably did it for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would look and go, look, at Interscope, there was delivering G Unit and G Unit not. I know the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
at the same time. Yeah. Wow. So they're making money on both sides.
Yes. Right, because they're looking at it like a business completely, not personalizing each individual.
You play both sides. You got money on both
They're like, whatever.
Play the record, don't play it.
They're just selling music. They don't care about...
It's not a personal relationship at all. Yeah, it's like Hershey's owns Kit Kat too.
You'll feel personal because you'll feel like you made them so much money. And they'll go, no, it's not personal at all.
But Drake's your man. How do you personally feel about him suing?
Look, I like Drake's music. I'm a Drake fan.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys that listen to the music and I start to like what's happening in our culture. All right? So, and then there's a point where your voice becomes a hit. And as soon as it comes on, we know, like, we're not struggling to say this is good. It's just there. Like, and I like his shit, Kendrick's shit the same. Kendrick is closer technically because of the Dr. Dre connection. But I do feel like I went through a portion of what he's experienced.
When you were on top, everybody wants to take a shot.
Yeah, and that, look, you see how he lashed at everybody?
You had the list.
That don't feel like 50 Cent?
Oh shit!
You see what I'm saying? Like that's what that experience.
You were doing that before you had anything.
Wait, so what happened when
he's good at doing the weave? How do you feel about him suing? Do you think he should?
Oh damn! I got caught up in this other
I know,
story.
He does
That was
the
good.
weave. He's good. He's good.
This guy is like a cop.
No, he
What do you mean
was
like a cop?
What do you mean?
No, I can feel cop energy.
Literally, he was a cop. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Hey, Al, right now,
I ain't locked nobody.
When we're engaged in this beef, we need the police on our side. Okay? We have police everywhere in every single city.
I'm feeling Vlad energy off it.
Oh, don't put that on me. That's crazy.
Wow. Vlad, get him.
I'm feeling like
that's crazy.
I'm feeling like someone's going to jail. Fuck him. He's going out of there.
He don't want to answer the question.
You gave the weed.
Yeah, I know.
He's slick.
So this is not the part where Andrew talked about how he wanted to make disgusting and not funny, sweet love and Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to everybody at TDE. I'm not saying that he was right. I'm saying he's a weirdo for saying it. All right, let's see. So we have to get to where.
Introducing Strikeman, a dry fire training system that allows you to.
What he said. I think it was.
This is a long time coming. We got the GOAT, we got the King of New York, and the man who. No,
I didn't like the decision on that one. I didn't like the decision.
The ref stepped in.
Yeah, that was 10-8. That was 10-8. That was 10-8. That was close. It was close.
That's one of those ones where you need a do-over. Right? But it does no damage to Cat Williams. He's still that guy.
Yeah.
I was watching Jamie Foxx's new piece, right?
Yeah.
And he mentioned Cat in it. Like it meant to me, it meant that he had to be relevant enough.
Oh, yeah.
For Jamie to include it. It was like, and I didn't know what, like I went to laugh. Like when, so, like, but I don't understand what got into you. This made you say you was gonna fuck Kendrick.
Whoa. I said make sweet love.
Sweet love. I registered fuck.
No.
The wrong way.
No, we wouldn't do
No,
it.
it's not. Looks, you know what? I apologize, guys.
Yes, let's go.
This
This is your camera right here.
Let's
is
go.
from years and years of trauma. This comes from abuse from the neighborhood that I grew up in. This comes from a lot of different things, and make sweet love. I heard fuck when you said it.
That's the
it was
people.
aggressive. I don't know why I
So
registered it that way.
aggressive.
And then look for people to write petitions behind it. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
That is crazy because I mean, look, you saying, look, I follow comedic culture. I watch the comedians. I enjoy them. On another level,
You are a comedian.
What I appreciate about it is they are invincible.
Yeah.
When I watch them, I look and I go, "There's no point."
Yeah, this motherfucker. There's a lot of piece of shit. Like again, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for viewing.
There's a pretty big thing going on. Huh? Yeah, between Kendrick Lamar.
Laws were written.
Laws were written.
Laws were written.
I don't like him pretending he doesn't know what the fuck's going on with his little milk mustache. It's just been pissing me off. Okay?
Was it on there?
Now listen, guys, we gotta take this seriously. Listen, rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women. So we gotta sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more. Through art.
Yes.
Than rappers, okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit up.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? Be more like us and, bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick. What? You can lick on the nuts or suck the dick. I beat my bitch with a stick. What?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a real lyric from music that protects women. And for decades protects women. And listen, right now the guy on top, Kung Fu Kenny.
He is the guy on top.
He is the guy.
He is making sure that comedians, he put a law in.
Yeah.
He put a law in place.
All right, let's see the exact line, okay?
don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
Okay.
he's saying I can talk about black women, and that is law.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black
So
woman.
he's basically saying all white comedians
Are only allowed to
talk about black women.
exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about, Kendrick.
We're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a law.
Finally, he understands
It's a
it.
law.
Now I understand why he's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
that makes
Because
sense.
he appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done that brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never want to, break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Which I'm sure Kendrick is a big fan of.
That's true.
He must be a big fan
That's
if he's
true.
going to do a comedy with them. I mean, we can look that up. Apparently, he has a comedy coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fact.
But Al, you're getting groomed right now. We need to ungroom you.
Yeah, you are getting
We need to
groomed.
ungroom you right now.
Let's see.
Okay? I mean that, listen, because he sent people, he said, slide on. What he said, slide on, where's the line? Where's the line? He goes, let me get it. I'm so old I had to squint my eyes. And that was not a racist joke. Okay, the N-words that coon, the N-words that being groomed, slide on both of them. Whoa, that seems like a call to violence.
It does.
Why would he call to, if he's about protecting black people, why would the call to violence be towards the black dudes, not the white guy making the joke?
Well, you gotta understand.
What?
Well, no. You gotta understand.
Because I snitch. I cooperate. I tell.
Litigation.
Okay? You gonna squabble up in a jail cell.
Here's what you gotta understand about Ken. It's very important to him to protect black women. That's why he's never done a song with an abuser confirmed. He's never done a song with anybody that's suspected of abuse. He's never threatened to remove his music from Spotify because they removed.
Kyle Singh, shut your Indian ass up, bitch. Shut your Indian ass up, bitch. Talking about, oh, I know hip hop. Shut your Indian ass up, bitch. We don't want to hear your stupid ass. We don't want to hear your fake, weak, tough ass. Fake, tough, weak ass. Everything about you is bitch. Just like Andrew Schultz. Because that's not all hip hop, you fucking blatant bitch. And for Charlemagne to sit there and act like, man, Charlemagne pussy. He's scared of that white man. He's scared of the money that he'll lose if he disassociates with that white man. I don't like niggas like that. They be weak. I don't know. That's just weak. That's just all weak to me. Chet's Andrew Schultz. Kendrick Lamar. I didn't see this. Hold on. Let's see.
Gabapentin is bringing you closer to amputation. These are 3 symptoms that are signaling that you...
Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm John Ava. Over the weekend, Andrew Schultz will once again respond to Kendrick Lamar's line on his latest album, GNX. On the album's first track, Lamar raps, "Don't let no white comedian talk about no black women, that's law." Schultz first responded on his podcast, Flagrant 2, where he would label Lamar a hypocrite for being a part of a genre of music that has not respected black women either. In addition, Schultz would jokingly threaten Lamar by making love to the rapper and saying that there would be nothing he could do about it. Now, these comments would further anger social media, Kendrick Lamar fans, as many would continue to debate. TDE Sponge would respond to the viral clip of Schultz saying he would sexually assault Lamar, writing, wait, I know as a black man who's involved in hip-hop music that we are a bit slow and don't really understand sarcasm and humor, but did my guy say he wants to sleep with Dot? Schultz would once again address the controversy on another podcast he co-hosts, the Brilliant Idiots podcast with host Charlemagne the God. The episode was highly anticipated due to this is the first time Schultz co-host Charlemagne would go and provide his input on the situation as well. During the podcast, Schultz would reveal that he's received several death threats from fans of Kendrick Lamar who are also threatening his wife and newborn child.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Now, it appears that D.L. Hughley would catch wind of the situation after the story was posted by the Jasmine brand on Instagram. Hughley would criticize Schultz for playing victim. On his social media, he would write, "Fuck out of here." This is where privilege enters the chat. Typically white privilege response. You don't get to be the aggressor and the victim. Be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. Schultz would actually go on to respond in DL's comments, still defending himself by writing, DL, with all due respect, because you are an OG in this comedy game, please stop crying. This is the internet. Death threats to our families is unfortunately normal. Only victims here are Kendrick fans, butthurt that their woke hero is actually bite-sized hypocrite. Now, Hughley's comments is noteworthy, particularly because Lamar never mentioned a comedian's name in the lyric. It was Schultz and Gary Owen who would respond, despite not being specifically named. Other comedians and public figures would chime in under Hughley's post. Former SNL cast member Leslie Jones would write, "Fuck this motherfucker." Actor Don Cheadle will also join the conversation, siding with Hughley. Cheadle would write, "Fuck him." Damn, Schultz wrote, most likely shocked and caught off guard with the actor hopping in. One user on social media would even point out Charlemagne taking a more neutral stance on the issue, standing by his co-host. They wrote, "Charlemagne Gay been a little weird lately. It's given Samuel L. Jackson's character in Django." Another social media user would write, "What's wild is Kendrick never named him specifically. He stood up, waved his hands in the air and said, 'Yeah, that's me,' and now he's a victim." So what do you guys think about DL Hughley calling out Andrew Schultz?
Yeah, Charlemagne, your time's almost up, buddy. Your time's almost up. Someone's about to put something in your butt too. Pause. Allegedly. No, did he? But I mean that's fine. It's just damn. That just sounds like a Drake move to me. Trump. Oh, that's a Spanish news channel. That's cool. I don't know Spanish like that. Yeah. Sriracha's behind Diddy downfall. I think him fucking dudes in the ass too. Yeah. It's kind of weird. Let's see what the Democrats is about to do. Um,
What has lasted 5,000 years was once.
Hello, Leader Jeffries. Great to see you. I just wanted to start by asking you. I just gave my take on what a chaotic, hectic week this was, where Democrats essentially saved the day. But what did you learn from this week?
Well, it was important for the American people to see the beginnings of what is going to take place over the next 2 to 4 years, which is chaos, dysfunction, and extremism, and a Republican Party that is not really interested in helping out working class Americans, but is really determined to enact massive tax cuts for the wealthy, the well-off, and well-connected corporations. That was the centerpiece of Donald Trump and Elon Musk's demand with respect to recklessly trying to suspend the debt ceiling and secure a $4 to $5 trillion blank check. Thankfully, we stopped that from happening.
It's been quite a week, and one of the things I talked about a bit here, Leader Jeffries, is that Elon Musk, we saw Elon Musk take kind of a powerful role in his power over the Republican caucus. That surprised me, I guess. Maybe it shouldn't have. Did anything about how he wielded his power surprise you?
Well, many people throughout the Capitol are saying that he has perhaps emerged as the leader of the Republican Party moving forward. And we'll have to see how that plays itself out over the next few weeks, next few months, and next few years. As House Democrats, our position is simple. There are three things that we should all be focused on in connection with the American people. First, lowering costs. Second, bigger paychecks for hardworking American taxpayers. And third, securing safer communities. That's going to be our North Star moving forward. And we'll see whether the incoming administration is prepared to join us on behalf of the American people.
Let's hope that they can accomplish that, but it's looking pretty. It's looking pretty bad. Snoop Dogg did apologize to Kendrick. Kendrick probably said, "Fuck blood." Men should never get married. He's a weirdo. Ashton Kutcher was friends with Denny? God damn, that nigga hit. Alright. Alright, y'all. I'm about to get off the stream. Well, no. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hope y'all like my views and opinions. What Trump dismantled entertainment department to do. I had to do a lot. All black kids are going to hell for sure. Well, yeah. Y'all have a good one. This is going to be an awful 4 years.